Hi, this is Infinite Possibilities, and for this video, we are going to go talk about the economy. Um, argument, the economy of the game does not matter. It's been read 943 times, and it's been posted by Slavin on January 30, 2020. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try my best to understand what they're trying to say, and I'm going to give my input towards this. So, okay. So for many players, the economy means little to nothing to them, myself included. Okay, I can agree with that. Most people don't care about the economy. But whenever players ask about the items and why some select items seem to hold a higher value than others, a certain group of people crawl out of the woodwork and claim items need a certain value for the economy. Yeah, I am part of those group of people. In fact, I'm probably one of, if not the most prominent person for the economy, with the whole universal guide as the de facto price guide of the game. Granted, I can see the merit in some of it. Okay, so he's trying to understand. Fusebreaker Hurricanes did not sell or trade at the same value of something of a common rarity. That's common sense. Like, if I were to give you 20 gumballs for your 1 million taros, and he actually, does that person have the right to say no? Yeah, of course. But then they take it a step too far, and they want to keep limited time items that want okay, it's kind of, but then they take it a step too far and they want to keep limited time items that way. A good example. Okay, so his English was not the best. There's a lot of run-on sentences here. Yeah, okay, so he says right here, most people don't care about the economy, and uh, items have value, okay? And the problem is when the economists is when the trading community the problem is when the trading community wants items to be limited, okay? So a good example of that is people complaining about the fact that Fusion Echo Echo drop Alien X Mask, ruining their value. Yeah. So he places quotation marks there, ruining their value. Yeah, it definitely did ruin its value. The thing costed 100,000 taros, and the moment that Fusion Echo Echo got released, that 100,000 taro investment was very much a waste. So yes, I do agree that I can understand why people would complain about that. Okay, and just adding on to the fact with the whole Ben 10 update, one of the biggest economic crashes for the game would have to be the release of the Big Chill Wings. And I can understand. I'm trying to play devil's advocate. Um, so I got kind of upset that the value during the Ben 10 update, the Big Chill Wings actually got ruined. But it's understandable in a way, because when a group of people, when a group of like 10 people monopolize all of the items, where no one can wear them and they have no intention of selling them. That's the part where I can understand. That's the part that I can understand where the big chill wings can lose its value. I have a problem. I have a problem with monopolies, uh, similar to the hyper fusion fly. There was a certain group of people. Actually, in fact, there were multiple groups of people. It wasn't just one group. There were multiple groups of people that monopolized the hyperfusion fly area, and no one else could get them. The only way you could get them was through a small group or small groups of 10 people. That's the problem that I see here. So I'm definitely against monopolization. So in other words, they would rather the focus of the game be earning money and doing economics instead of what it should be. A fun game where you can dress however you want. I think I agree and I also disagree. I agree that players should have the opportunity to dress however they want. However, the problem with that is if all the items are easily accessible and thus having no value, then what's the point of collecting items? And here I am trying to play devil's advocate. Assume that there is no economy, right? Or let's just say that it's impossible for you to trade at all. So the end game would just be trying to collect all of the ultra rare items by. This has also led to the developers of Retro resorting to artificially creating money sinks to lessen the disparity through means like vehicles and the old mysterious vendor. Okay, so vehicles and mysterious vendors. So for vehicles, I think that's a very bad deal. I think like the average player, when they purchase a vehicle, they're only going to use it for like 3 out of the 7 days. And it costs 50K. Like, I think it should cost 50K, but the rental period should at least be twice as long. Because, I mean, like, you know, for myself as a relatively wealthy person inside of the game, like, I don't mind spending that much taros, but for the average person, they don't even have a million taros. So, like, 50K, that's quite a lot for them. Okay. And the problem with, like, the mysterious vendor is that I'm kind of neutral for it. There's pros and cons for the mysterious vendor. It kind of deserves its own video, a mini video. But yeah, these money sinks, they're actually not very good. They're not good at all. So, and you know, regarding the mysterious vendor, like in terms of economy, since we're talking about the economy right now, those items, Devin has stated that they're going to return. So it's a slow economic crash waiting to happen. So I believe at no point should an item not be re-included in the game just because it ruins its value. This is not what this game is about. So yeah, I'm like, I think it's like it's kind of hard, to be honest. Economics is a very complicated topic, and no one person has all of the answers. Even for someone like me who's deeply involved with economics of the game inside of the trading community. So I think what this person is trying to say is that limited time items should come back despite them being, despite their value being ruined. Okay, so I think that's what this person's trying to say. Limited time items should come back despite their value being ruined. And, you know, I'm kind of, like, I agree, and I also disagree. I agree because the ultimate end of, for example, limited time items, such as what happened with the Big Show wings, is monopolization. And that's something that I'm totally against. However, if like I can understand, like, maybe limited items could and should come back. It's just that if they ever do come back, they need to at least understand that when they do that, they're going to upset a lot of people. So this also has led to the okay. I believe at no point should an item not be re-included in the game just because it ruins its value. This is not what this game is about. Then what is this game about? That's a existential question right there. What is the identity of FusionFall? At the top of my head, the main marketing, one of the main attractions for FusionFall that helps separate it from other MMORPGs would have to be nanos, and as well as having a game, a very large game that's a crossover. So think of like Kingdom Hearts as an MMORPG, right? Or a Marvel MMORPG. That's its selling point. And yeah, that's its main attraction: nanos and world missions and seeing characters and equipping items from shows that you admire, or items that you think that, or items that you think that look really nice. Yeah, I can agree with that. Now, I hope for the day when all items, besides things to commemorate occasions like the exclamation point or question mark hat, are grindable. Yeah, so I agree with that. Okay, so let's say that they're going to reintroduce these items, such as the Gem Rejuvenator, the Pumpkin, the Bat Swarm, the Big Chill Bobblehead. I think what needs to happen is, let's just say for the Gem Rejuvenator, there is going to be a Steven Universe update. Possibly never for retro, but let's just for the sake of argument. So if the devs were to reintroduce the Gem Rejuvenator, one way that they could do to help lower the impact of the blow is to make it a gold exclusive item. That would help lower its blow. Actually, much more so, instead of making it a gold exclusive item, they could actually make it a racing exclusive item, because this actually is another important topic, the whole topic about multi-accounting and how it ruins grindables, where you can obtain items 4 times as fast. Is very problematic within the economy. So yeah, for the Gem Rejuvenator, I think if they were to reintroduce these items, the ideal way is for them to actually be racing items. So, or let's just say for the solo hood, it's valued around at 100k. So if they ever have plans to do that, then they might as well just make it a racing item. Now they did this before. When the racing update happened, what they did was that they reintroduced the less popular event items, such as the Dynamo set, as well as these sets right here. as well as the ancestral sets. That's understandable. It's okay for them to release it. I think what I'm ultimately trying to say here is, yeah, hopefully what I'm trying to say here is I agree with you. I agree that all items should return to the game outside of the limited, outside of the ultra exclusive items such as the mission cap, as well as the clockwork, as well as that question mark cap. Those, I can understand why they should not be re-released. As well as the other items for the competition, such as the artist beret and the pencil backpack. But again, I think just I think this, like, let's just, or like another alternative is that for the expansion they reintroduce these items as actual grindables. But you know, this is a complicated topic. Like, okay, yeah, I agree that almost all items should be released, but in order to do that, there's two ways. The first method is to just make it a grindable, ideally a gold exclusive, but honestly you can't make every item a gold exclusive, right? Or make that item into actually a racing exclusive item. Now, at the current point in time, multi-accounting is a very big problem inside of the game, and it should honestly be patched, and that's kind of surprising coming from me, but you know, I change my opinion. I can change my opinion too, you know. But yeah, just to go summarize what he's like what Slavin says. He says that most people don't care about the economy. He also says that items have value, and he says that the problem is when the trading community wants items to be limited. And with that, I agree, because that ultimately leads to monopolization. And he also says limited time items should come back despite their value being ruined. Now, I state that I agree, and I also disagree. I agree that we should re-release all items. However, to lower the blow, they have to follow two routes. Number one would have to be a grindable. Ideally, it needs to be a gold exclusive item where it can only be obtained by a gold crate. But the problem with that is the presence of multi-accounting that allows these items to be obtained at a rate of 4 times as fast. So until multi-accounting is forever patched or outlawed, the next best alternative it would have to be to reintroduce these items as a racing item, so everyone can get them. But the problem with that is that some people don't want to do racing, and because they think it's too hard. Now, my answer for that is, to be honest, you're just being too lazy about it, because I know for a fact that I suck at racing. But like, if I really wanted an item, then I would really push myself to obtain that item, because yeah,